Guys, welcome back for another video. So today it's a big day for the crypto space. We got the crypto summits happening in the US with the presidents and talking about the Bitcoin strategy reserves and other digital assets. So I think we're just gonna cover like a few quick news just to have an idea of what's happening, and as well just expect a lot of volatility on the way up and down. So very be careful on that. And then we're just gonna see some a bit of charts, what's happening, and understanding a bit where we're heading potentially. All right, so as you may know, so President Trump to sign executive order and speak at the White House for crypto summit at 3 p.m. So a lot of expectations from this meeting. Crypto summit is the first one. They're going to talk exclusively on the Bitcoin reserves and then touch on a few points with the altcoins, Solana, ADA, XRP, and maybe waiting from other news too. Now we got like the Senator Cynthia Lummis say that the US is becoming the Bitcoins and digital asset capital of the world. So for America, it's very good to see in terms of one country, more regulations start to losing a little bit. So great for innovation, for businesses to build. Overall, it's good, and it shows the example on other countries to adopt this type of digital assets in their balance sheets, you know. So I think we're gonna see, but we're gonna have more news along the way. Expectation is very very high, you know, for this one, but it's just the first one. So just it's just one step ahead. You know, we're moving on the right direction for on industry. But yes, we're gonna see what's happening. Crypto tsar David Sachs says the US will not sell any Bitcoin deposited into the reserves. It will keep as a store of value. This is great to see. The reserve is like a digital Fort Knox for the cryptocurrency, often called digital gold. So yes, for people who don't know, like Fort Knox is like the gold reserve in the US where they store all the gold, and I think they're gonna as well auditing just to see if the gold is there. So I think if all the gold is here or good, we can trust the government. If not, it's gonna put like a lot of pressure in terms of trust, and I think it's gonna help drastically Bitcoin to pushing like the gold 2.0 because we can trust it. It's verifiable. We don't need as much security because it's like everything on chain, and we can verify at any times. So time will tell, be patient, but this is in the cards, I think, in my opinion. All right, just a touch point as well on yesterday. So $1.15 trillion was wiped out from the US stock market. So I think, yes, it's always to pay attention as well because sometimes it's very correlated. Probably as well due to the trade wars as well that happening with the US, Canada, and the war with China. So I think it's affecting the traditional markets. Now, on that point, just about the volatility, just be careful, guys, because today options worth about like $2.85 billion for Bitcoin and Ethereum expired today. So expect a lot of volatility, manipulation in the market, and a lot of liquidation hunting. So likely causing market volatility. The max pain points are $89,000 for Bitcoins and $2,300 for Ethereum. Where most options will expire worthless, this coincides with a crypto summit involving former President Trump, possibly increasing market shift. Traders should manage risk due to the expected price swings and liquidity change. So yes, do according to the plan, but make sure you have like stop loss in place. Expect a lot of volatility in this very short time. So it doesn't mean that like we may just hit some resistance, try to retest some lower ones and then bounce back and see from there. So but we're gonna see a bit closer in the charts. And I think we're just gonna go right now. I think that should be the kind of good stuff. Actually, well, I'm gonna do this first. All right, this is a daily. So you see overall bit of mitigate, just like a few ones, and some of them were like because announced by the president in the US that it was kind of the one that's going to be in the US list. So that's why some of them do better than others. But overall, you can see that on the 1 hour, we have like a good volatility, a good move. All of them are green, but be careful because we may hit some potential resistance. And due to just the news that we see there on this one, I'm just gonna show you a bit back this one. Yeah, due to the option that expire with Bitcoin and Ethereum, we may have some very big volatility on the way down too. So kind of buy the rumor and sell the news, where the crypto summit is the top. It's kind of the sell event, you know. So that's why just be careful. We cannot predict the future, but just about probability. But you know how this market has been recently been, you know, with all these manipulations and try to liquidate people. Now, just a quick side, just quick on the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance at 61, so it went up. So the Bitcoin dominance is very strong at the moment. With the crypto summit, it's gonna maybe take even more share in the market and show more strength. I think that could be possible. In terms of expectation, I expect maybe potentially having the Bitcoin moving higher and the altcoin bleeding a little bit, except the one that are concerned in terms of the digital assets on the list. But depending, because it's kind of mitigate thought on the other assets that are in the strategic reserves assets. So we're gonna see. We just need to wait what they're gonna say. But this is just the Bitcoin dominance right now. So let's start just with the Bitcoins. So now that I show you, we have the Bitcoin dominance like above 60, so very strong. Now this is where we are. We got this trend. The one that like the first resistance support is like same than I covered on my video of yesterday, is like around like $91,000. So this could act like a very strong resistance because we forming like lower high, right? So it's kind of very, it has been like very strong resistance support. If we break, it's good because this means that like the shift has been big enough to shift the market and the sentiments, that we break this long term as well, that on a bigger picture, bigger time frames that we've been hanging for quite some times now. So this could be like depending the news, because I was saying last in my previous video that we need like a big catalyst, a big news that is so big that we get out of this kind of side range, a bit of exhausted market, bleeding and manipulation, and people, we need these sentiments back. Is it the moment? It could be very a good time for Bitcoins. So time will tell, but just be careful. Volatility that can go all the way to here, but as well we can maybe as well do a retest. So I'm just gonna show you like this. We can do like this type of things. You see, we bounce on the resistance, support, resistance, support, and boom. So are we gonna break like this, or are we just gonna go like from here all the way just to retest first as a kind of a sell event and use with the option that just expire today with Bitcoins and Ethereums, and then break this trend line and having as a support behind. These are very key ones. 91 and 95 are really key. We have like some really good data that backing this resistance support. Horizontal ones are more important than trend lines, but it's just to give you an idea where we are right now with Bitcoins. So be careful, guys. We are still in, especially it's like weekend. So it's like the same setup that we had, like been following those few patterns like that for 3 or 4 weeks all the time. Like news just happened when the market get closed. News pop up on the Friday evening, and then low volatility during the weekend and very volatile. A lot of people get wrecked. Depending. So sell the news events potentially around there, 91 during the weekend, all the way down to 96, and then up. After we can break and see, revisit like lower. It can go as low as 78 on the local time, on the short time, but time will tell. But from now, that's the story about Bitcoins and the events. Now let's see Ethereum, because Ethereum is about the list. And on-chain, we've seen that they're accumulating like a lot of Ethereum too. So they are very bullish on Ethereum, and it's as well maybe a play event of buy the rumor, sell the news. Still in the range, you know, still in the behind the trend line. But the first one will be like $2,500. That's gonna act like as a big resistance. Are we gonna make like a lower high as well? That's very potentially, you know, that should be the play as well. And a lot of people got the eyes on this trend, you know. So we're gonna see. But if we break, definitely expect like to go at least to the 2,000. That would be a potentially target of $2,800, give or take, you know. So yes, that should be this, but same. We just need to see what's happening, because the market going to react about political aspect. This is like something that now we know. It's time of like about country, what they want to do about reserves, and that's gonna lead us to the narrative where we're heading. If we're good and the market were good, we break, okay, we may be out of the forest. If not, we need to still hanging and fight with the bears. Now Solana. Solana, same thing. It's just a perfect example, a bit of like a bit more in advance in terms of where Ethereum can do the same thing in Bitcoins. So you can see we got this trend line resistance here that acting as a resistance. We got like this little bounce in this channel right there. And now we're acting here. Market is may potentially be a bit overbought. We have like a bit of trading here and volumes there too. The key one, if we break this trend line, will be, and will make sense about like $149, right? And next one will be very like acting at like a magnet around like 160. So this is kind of the next first one. This one potentially, but let's stick just to more conservative one about like 160. If we didn't break, especially because the news is going to drop just right before the weekend, traditional stock market close, so you can put as well a bit of fear in the market. We've seen as well some dump from the traditional 1 billion, basically 1 billion, no, 1 trillion, short memory. Where is it? There, 1 trillion. So you see, is it gonna be something that's gonna bring more fear in the market? Time will tell, but you know, it's what's happening like recently, and I will not be surprised happen again. So we got two scenarios. We break the trend line, amazing. We have a beautiful weekend, low volatility that's gonna maybe help us to go at least at 148 and then 160. We never know, but potentially. If not, we are rejected because it's most like the spotlight on the Bitcoin and expectations are so high that say meh, like we're expecting more and breaking not as good as we thought. We may retest 136 or maybe like 140, you know, but we may just still hanging a little bit until Monday, Tuesday next week, and then potentially breaking on the way up. That should be like one of the potential like move, you know. So yeah, same as usual. Time will tell. But it seems that we're a bit overbought. We start to hitting now like maybe a resistance, and depending what they say, what they do, it can be potentially like a sell event. So we may need a bit more patience. If so, it's so good, you know. We just get maybe better entries, or maybe like a good to do a short if we kind of like having some. Retest a trend, we're breaking down and but on a very very short time frame, you know. According to the risk, make sure you have like stop loss, and yes, you know, risk management is very very important. So that was like overall, you know, like what's happening, what could happen. I will just follow up, you know, as well you know, what's come out from this meeting. But we have like a big we got like 20 people are from the crypto industry, that from exchanges, from projects. I think we got Coinbase and so on that are going to be there. So they're going to. We got Michael Saylor as well. So it's kind of good to see. And just gonna refresh quickly where we are. So yeah, Bitcoin 89. Sorry, my French. $89,000. Ethereum 2,196. XRP as well. So you see, like from the past 21 days, 21%. 7 days, 21%. Solana like 5%. Cardano 42%. So like I say, they bought in advance. Are they waiting? They want us to maybe put some suppression in price to have a little bit more time to accumulate. Big institution I'm talking about. Very potential, very very big potential, because it's so big, so much expectation that people are gonna go long crazy, you know. So like I said, on the short term, I mean, short term potentially we have some something, and you see, just as I said, just very careful, guys, you know.
I'm just going down to the stationery store, then I'll be right back. You don't gotta follow me like yesterday. Alright?
You know, exchange are here to chasing your stop loss. Money makers, they know where you put your stop loss and where they can liquidate people. So just be careful and always have a very good risk management. All right, guys. On that note, on this nice Friday, I will keep you update of what's happening. But overall, very bullish on the long terms. I'm just gonna put back my screen there. Give me a sec. So yeah, on the long run, I think it's really good to see because the industry going forward, finally on a very big picture, give or take like maybe like 5 years, when we look backwards, oh yeah, at that time something big happened for on industry. So this is really good, but short term expect a lot of volatility, a lot of manipulation, a lot of liquidations, and excitements and deceptions too, because expectations are very very high, and this market is very volatile recently. All right, on that note, have a fantastic Friday, and I may do as well a live stream tonight, around maybe in a few hours. All right, take care. Bye bye.